Hey there, fellow Factorians. Onerous here with another episode of Let's Learn Bobs and Angels mods together. Well, last episode we got oil processing, oil refining, I guess, technical term. And as I said off camera, I put in a couple of flare stacks here, and as you can see, they're already pumping away. I also, because we weren't using anywhere near enough crude oil, what I also did was I have I've upgraded these to oil refineries Mark II. There are 10 of them, which is enough to use the 280 crude oil a second that we calculated we would be outputting. And as you can see, I've upgraded the number of chemical plants to match that, so we now can support 3 naphtha to solid fuel and 4 fuel oil to solid fuel. Sadly, we're not using the solid fuel anywhere near fast enough, so we can probably upgrade our power, which, no, that's not going to work. Anyway, as a result of that, we've got flare stacks here burning off these as these get above 80%. Oh, it's sad days, isn't it? Sad days indeed. But all this in the aim of getting our propane. Once the propane backs up, which is going to plastic, then this will back up, and this will back up, and then this will stop, and we won't be wasting crude oil. But before we get to there, there's a couple of other components that we have neglected in the last episode. The first is acid gas. And I have looked through these, and acid gas is unusable at this point because we don't have the catalysts, and even if we did, we actually don't really use any of those just yet. But other than that, yes, chemical void in a flare stack. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, that's not what I wanted. One of those, please. How many flare stacks we got? 2. That's not enough. Actually, no, I don't like that because I can't see where it is. Alright, sorry, bear with me as I just craft a few more flare stacks, and we're also probably going to need a few more overflow valves. Okay, so there we go, like thus, and connect it up. So once this gets over 80%, we will start burning it off. Now the other things we've got, obviously methane is what we're using into methanol gas, which goes into propane. But these other two, ethane and butane, again, not that handy to us at this point. Ethane can turn into ethylene, and that's about it. And ethylene gas can turn into ethyl benzene gas, and a few other things that we do not have access to. This ethyl benzene gas uses benzene gas as well, which comes from butane, sorry. So that's where our butane goes. That is the only use for butane. And yeah, again, so these two here are both totally pointless to us. So we are going to flare them off as well. Yes, we are. Nope, that's what I want. Flare, and bam. Already, yes, there goes the ethane. But as you can see, we're starting to get actually some use out of these. Why is that? Ooh, look at that. I spotted an error. There we go. So these are now firing. We are creating liquid gas at a maximum rate, but we are using it as well, hopefully at a maximum rate. Looks like it, yeah, it's just sort of ticking 1.7, 1.8. Now, this goes into, of course, our steam cracker, which only one appears to be connected. What's going on? Oh, yeah, there we go. There is no pipe there. Yep, beautiful. Okay, and this is creating our methanol, which we need, but also creating residual gases, and we are using the residual gases, but of course, in case that backs up, let's flare the crap out of it. There we go. All right, and that is absolutely all of our byproducts off into the air, polluting, if you will. Let's get rid of these trees. They're only just just natural things. We don't want that. So, with all that said, we now have propane gas. And propane gas is turned into liquid plastic in a chemical plant, and we have chemical plant Mark IIs available to us now. I don't know if I did the research on camera or off, but they are here. So I'm actually going to make 5 of them, and we'll see how many we can create. So this at max is producing 40 propane a second. It has a craft speed of 1, yes. So 40 propane a second. These have a craft speed of... Sorry, these have a craft speed of 2.25, let's remember that. And go to our recipe. Propane into liquid plastic uses 20 propane a second. I've already forgotten how much we're creating. 40 a second. So one little chemical plant will do that, because this is creating 40 propane a second, and this uses 20 propane a second. We have a craft speed of 2.25, so it'll actually use 40 a second. A bit more than 40 a second, but we're only putting out 40 seconds. So all we need is actually one of these guys. But of course I went the wrong way around, so let's do that. We should get one a little bit quicker that way if we just make the one. There it is, chemical plant number 2 being crafted. So where do we want to craft this? I'm actually going to pop this over here, believe it or not. We're going to pipe. Pipes are just easier to get through this kind of mass. Maybe we can sneak a pipe. Ooh, that looks like a perfect place to sneak a pipe. Anyway, let us pop this down. And here we go. So you are making liquid plastic. Now, what do we need to turn liquid plastic into a plastic bar? Assemblers. And that uses 20 liquid plastic a second. We have a crafting speed of 0.75. So here we are outputting 5 liquid plastic a second, multiplied by 2.24, or 10. I'll say 10 liquid plastic a second. And with our 10 liquid plastic a second, we can make 1 plastic bar a second. Okay, that's pretty good. So 10, this is using 10 a second, 20 a second, multiplied by 0.75, yes. So we can, 20 multiplied by 0.75 is 15 a second. So we can just run 1 assembly 2. Where are our assembly 2s? There we go. And you, my friend, are making plastic bars. Like that. Alright. Easy. Let's do something... No, not like that. Something like that. It's a bit wasteful. Can I do it in a way that isn't wasteful? Actually, that would work. Because we don't need to power any inserters down here. We just need to power inserters up here. And now let me just check what that is doing again. Roughly 2 a second. Roughly. So let's use fast inserters. What I'm going to do is actually do 2 fast inserters and make 1 offset, so we get a nice little even spread. All right. Let's run some power to that guy. Now all we need to do is run the propane. Let's see if we can sneak it through here. That's actually looks like an even nicer spot. Okay, here we go. Well, we're off to a great start. There. Okay, let's try this line. It's a risky one, I'll give it that, but no pain, no gain. Just thinking those inserters might kill us. Let's see how we go. Oh yeah, nice. Flying start, alright. Yeah, we're good. That was not connected. Here it is. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to do that so we can extend that. Okay, we now have liquid plastic going, and yes, as I said, this uses 15 a second, so we're not quite keeping up, but we have plastic, and that is a huge boon. All right, let's take this up here and get this on the bus, because this needs to go and create our red circuits. We've been waiting many episodes to get red circuits, and they're almost here. Alright, looks like we're just going to follow the... Whoa, no, we're not going to do that. Make sure those are pointing the right way. Okay, the rest of them's okay. The rest of it is okay, that's the main thing. And where are we going to fit this on the bus? We're probably going to need a new row on the bus. Let's have a look while we cruise down the bus. Yes, we are. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and then this is where we want it. All right, I'm going to start a new lane, and we'll keep that other spot for circuits. That is very disappointing. What can we do here? All right. There we go. There we go. And away we go. Okay. You guys are facing the wrong way. Of course you are. So let's bring this over to yonder. Can I do this without damaging that? No, I can't. That's right. Doesn't slow them down. That's the main thing. So here, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so you would come up to here and go there. Okay, cool. That's great. We are just going to have enough space. Just enough space. Alright. All this, if we recall, way back in the day, we wanted to make some transistors. And we now have the plastic coming in to enable that. Unfortunately, it's got to come in right here. Nope. There. There. There and there. Alright. So there is our plastic coming in for our transistors. Now, what is next that I saw was silicon wafer. A silicon wafer comes from monosilicon. That is the only way to get it. Yep. Monosilicon comes from molten silicon and a silicon seed. Molten silicon seed comes from molten and nitrogen. Or... no. How do we make it? Sorry, yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's just that. Nitrogen gas. Are we making nitrogen gas anywhere at all? I don't know if we are. I think it's all oxygen and hydrogen, isn't it? There's a bit of gas happening down here. And that is oxygen and hydrogen. Don't think we're making nitrogen anywhere. How do we even do that? Nitrogen gas is just compressed air. I thought we were making compressed air. I definitely remember making compressed air. I think maybe it was up top. Whew. Maybe we do have some nitrogen after all. Wherever it is, it's probably getting flared off. And was it here? Did I imagine it? Compressed air. Sure. It's a cooling tower. That is making our things. Did I just dream it? Oh well, looks like we'll be compressing our own air, won't we? All right. Here we have the silicon. Let us make some monosilica. All right. Let's go back here. Monosilica. Molten silicon, silicon ingots, carbon and silicon ore in the old blast furnace. All right. Now what do we got here? Chemical plant. I think we've actually got a box that I would really like to reuse some of the stuff in there. Cause it seems like a bit of a waste having a box full of things just lying around. Okay, what do we got? That's just some materials. Here we go. We do have 3 blast furnaces. We've got some flare stacks, liquefier, electrolyzer, ore sorting. Okay, these rest of these things, that one we can use. We'll get around to using some of those things later. Alright, now the problem I've got is I don't think we've got enough space here to do something like this, do we? Oh, maybe we do, because this is actually the arrangement that we are doing. Alright. What if I did something like this? And steel, silicon ingots. What do we need? Carbon. Ooh, what have we got right here? That is definitely carbon. Alright, so let's put you one further back. And like so. Alright, so this guy needs to go there. Yes, he does. Alright. But kind of needs to jump. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright. I think we actually need to move this one down one, just so we can get the actual. That needs to go down 1, 2. There we go. Alright. No, of course that's the wrong way. There we go. That and that. And no, I don't need that. That's I'm confusing myself. Okay. We can do that. These guys are making silicon ingots, and they need how much silicon ore? 24.6 a second. Okie dokie. Fast insert as it is. And these guys are actually taking from there. And they just need 1 carbon, 6 carbon, 4 seconds. Alright, so you need another ones of those. Cool. We can then power that up like that. And we now have our silicon ingots. Alright, and we are making 6 a second. And what do we need? A induction furnace, of course. Recipe, induction furnace. What are these Mark 1 blast furnaces? Oh, we can do better than that, can't we? Metallurgy, induction furnace Mark 1. Okay, maybe we can't. Blast furnace Mark 1. Okay. Do we have the technology to make a Mark 2? Metallurgy 2. Well, we do. Well, look at that. I think that's worthwhile. What about what are these things? Induction furnaces. Induction furnace Mark II. And yeah, we can make one of those as well. Oh, that is the same. That is the same. Casting. Doesn't have a strand casting. That's all right. Let's have a look at an updated strand casting. Requires strand casting too, which is a blue science. Okay. So that all being said, when Metallurgy 2 finishes, we'll be able to make those ones. But in the meantime, let's just get this up and running with a to induction furnaces. Metallurgic casting, strand casting, induction furnace. Alright, we are short some steel. Did set up a bit of steel capture just so that we would be able to grab it. And here it is. This is the new arrangement for the silos, so we're forcing it to go up here and forcing it in from here. Otherwise it just bypasses when we've got enough here. So there we have it. Induction furnaces. Okay, I think we're probably going to need 2 of them, but I'm not sure. We will have to look at the recipe and see. Presumably it's the same ratio, but who knows. So let's just double check this. So we are producing 6 a second, 12 a second with 2 of them. Crafting speed 1. Yes, they are. Okay, so induction furnace. This uses 3 a second. What? So we actually that doesn't seem right. How much is this producing? It's producing 2 a second, and this is using 3 a second. Okay, this is actually a very different ratio. So one of these can support 2 of them. That is pretty good. Looks like we're just doing this though. Because I am super inefficient. No, we're not doing that. That is just ridiculous. Alright. Speaking of ridiculous, let's upgrade these induction furnaces. And let's upgrade these blast furnaces. Alright, get rid of that while I'm here. Alright. Blast furnaces. Mark II. 2 of those. Okay. Now. What were the speeds of these ones? 1.5 and 1.5. Okay, so it's still the same ratio. I guess we just go a little less crazy and we do that. That. Drop what I can in there. I'll put some carbon in there too. Now. So let's just double check this. This is producing 6 silicon ore a second, so 9 with a crafting speed of 1.5. And our induction furnace is using 3 or 4.5. Yeah, with that. Okay, here we go. Looks like the numbers do not lie. That's another recipe. Alright, so there is our molten silica. Whew, alright. Whoops, silicon. Molten silicon. And that is going to turn into, well, usage is, with nitrogen we get a silicon seed, and with a silicon seed we get monosilica, and this happens in a casting machine, and this happens in a casting machine. Alright, so we have a casting machine making monosilica seeds. This is going to have to change. Something like that. Actually works out a little better, doesn't it? And let's just do that. Arg. Alright, there we go. Cover those pipes. How are we looking? Yeah, that's pretty chockers. Alright, casting machines. Mark II, yeah, let's grab a couple of those. And now let's just, what do we say? We are producing 30, 45, 90 molten silica a second. And this uses less than 10. Wow, okay. It also uses 1 monosilicon seed. And the monosilicon seed is produced 1 a second. This happens every 6 seconds. Okay, that's cool. And uses bugger all molten silica. Okay, so I think 3 casting machines is kind of my plan here. We do one in the middle doing the monosilica, the seed, and then the others doing the mono. And then how do we get to the silicon wafer is just in an assembler. Alright, very good. What else are we using this for? Powdered silicon, which goes into some other stuff. Just wondering whether we want to bus the monosilica, but it doesn't look like we do. Because that's not really used for much. And that's not used for much, and that's only used in that. And that is, ooh, that's using some stuff, lots of stuff. When it comes to weaponry, yeah, ceramics. No, we're just going to, we're going to put the other things. All right, casting machines. So, what did I say? We want 1, 1, 1. And of course, you're the wrong way around. There we go. Okay, so we need nitrogen in here, and then these guys get the rest of it. Something like that. Did we disconnect anything? No. Cool. So you would get that, you would get that, and all we need to do is create some nitrogen. And we have a very simple recipe here that does nitrogen and oxygen. And that is it. Now, I'm sure somewhere down here I was playing around with compressed gas. Well, we also definitely need to put a radar down there. I feel like the compressed gas was a thing that we had somewhere in the base, and I'm sure it'll turn up. It'll turn up at some point. But until then, it looks like we were just using these control towers to make it all. Hey, that's alright. While I'm here, I think it's about time I got rid of that and just powered it off, like so. Yes, and this one as well. There we go. It'd be nice to actually connect to these two, just to give a bit of circular nature to it. And it looks like we are totally backed up on that. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about that. So, we now need to create compressed gas. Probably not water treatment. Where was that recipe? Alright. It is done in... we need to make the compressed gas. That's the issue, isn't it? Compressed gas barrel. Here we go. It is in a air filter. Air filter, air filter. Air filter. Here we go. We have a Mark II. That's nice. Alright, let's make one of them. And why not make 2 of them? Because we don't know how much we actually need. I'm sure I've played around with air filters. Maybe I played around with it off camera. I don't know. But it's pretty good. I think we can just sneak one in here. And then this is made in a chemical plant. We still have a few chemical plants. Yes, we do. Alright, hopefully we can sneak that in here and then just feed our gas in here. How much do we need? If this is going at max trot, it needs, what's that, 2.5 a second? Multiplied by our crafting speed of 1.5 is about 4. About 4 a second. That's not a whole lot, is it? So I think surely one of these things is going to be enough. Alright, so what do you need to create compressed air? Just power. Okay, that's cool. You're creating compressed air already? Wow, you're a very efficient kind of guy. Okay, so you then are making oxygen and nitrogen, one of these, I don't know. Look at all these symbols. Let's have a look at this one. Here we go. Nitrogen and oxygen. 100 compressed air. That's 50 a second. What's this outputting? 30 a second. 33 a second. If this is doing 33 a second, this is still producing way more nitrogen gas than we need. Okay, that's cool. So in you go. Power this guy up. Yes, we are going to just flare off that oxygen. Flare stack. There it is. Cool. I still feel wrong just putting it straight there. But then we just need to hook this up. And we're done. That one, there. Alright. So you start making those guys. And then you start making that stuff. Wonderful. And we can output it. Yes, we can output it. How much is this making a second? Monosilica is making less than 1 a second. Yeah, cool. There and there. Why is this one doing nothing? Because it's not getting any molten silica. Well, there we go. That would explain it. Alright, let's put you on the inside of the bus. We're doing for time. We are just on time. Alright, we're going to take that up above. Oh, we need to turn this into silicon wafers. And we just need to get the silicon wafers over there. Alright. Do we have space to make silicon wafers? Wager. It is just assembly machines. And we use one monosilicon every 6 seconds, is that right? One every 5 seconds, okay. Well, that is nothing, isn't it? Where are we going to do this, though? Where are we going to do this? Can I be super sneaky? No, I could be very, very sneaky here. This is just in the way, isn't it? Alright. And then how many can I get here? That one can output. Alright, let's see if this is going to be enough. Let's just double check the recipe for the transistors. Transistors, one of these guys, here we go. So it needs basically 1 silicon wafer a second. It's actually a little bit more than 1 silicon wafer a second. And this is going to produce 8 in 5 seconds, which is a bit more than 1 a second, isn't it? So one of these would be enough to support it, but we're not going to need one. We're going to do that. We make that a fast one, and then copy that so that it doesn't grab that. And here we go, look at that. Output, upgrade that one to power it. And then input, put that one up there. Alright. And we have it. Let's pop one on the inside. No, that is pretty ridiculous actually. Pop them all on the outside. Alright. This is going to be a huge bus if we keep doing this for intermediate products, but fortunately we only need this one over here. And it would go up there, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Alright, so that means we need to bring it in also down here. Like thusly. And this will give us what we need for transistors, I believe. Transistors, we have tinned copper wire available. We know how to make tinned copper wire. It is tin plate and copper plate. Yep, we have tin plate and copper plate that we can get to feed into it. We've got plastic and we have silicon bars. Beautiful. I could actually put them together on that. It's fine how it is. Let's not get too carried away. Could just do that though. Something like that. Seems legitimate. Alright, well, we are a little bit over time, but not as much as we have been, which is nice. Next episode, we are going to get in and we're going to make these red electronic circuits. Do we have everything we need? We'll need solder and basic components, which we can get from over here. And yeah, I think we are good. Alright. Whew. Thanks for watching. Again, love to hear your thoughts. The processes we've got going seem to be working, and looks like we're about to get red electronic circuits, meaning that blue science is blue science is blue science on the radar. Can't reach, pressing the wrong button. Sulfur, engine units, circuit boards, sodium hydroxide. Yes, blue circuits are blue science is so close. I can almost taste it. All right, comment down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.